Welcome. I am Kacy Paide of theinspiredoffice.com, a professional organizer focusing on all things offices, paper, organizing your mind, and especially your to-do lists. I first want you to know that if you click on the link below, you're going to receive 2 beautiful to-do lists that I have designed just for you to get you going on your journey towards getting more done in less time. Today, I'm going to teach you 4 myths about to-do lists that are holding most people back. There are so many myths circulating about all things time management and productivity, and specifically to-do lists that really drag you down. So the first myth about to-do lists that could be holding you back is that you're a busy person, so your to-do list has to look busy. A lot of us are kind of validated by a really crazy to-do list. And that needn't be the case. You can still be a little bit busy and crazy behind the scenes. You can even have a ton of to-do lists, but there's no need to work off of that busy to-do list. I want everybody to get working off of a super simple, short, curated to-do list. The second myth about to-do lists that could be holding you back is that you need multiple lists to keep your head on straight. I actually don't know many people who have one list, let alone one crazy to-do list. It's more like they have multiple crazy to-do lists. I am all for breaking to-do lists out by context, be it to-dos for the kids, personal, professional, to-dos for this project, to-dos for that project, to-dos for the house, to-dos for anything you have going on in your business or professionally. You can break it out a million different ways. But I don't want you to be working off of those multiple lists, especially because I don't want your brain to feel like it has to visit 3, 4, 10 different places to get anything done. I want you to work off of just a single one, and that is what is going to help you to keep your head on straight. Number 3 is one of my favorites, so stick with me. A lot of you might not agree with me off the bat, but I hope I can make my case. So the third myth about to-do lists is that they should always be digital. A lot of people feel like since pen and paper to-do lists haven't worked for them in the past, that digital is the way to go. And that's not true, because my clients still, no matter how many digital to-do lists they still have scribbled to-do lists everywhere on paper. But often what happens is if you've got dozens of to-do lists scribbled in real life on paper, you probably have more than a couple of digital to-do lists that are also collecting digitally cluttered to-do lists. For almost all of my clients, like 9 out of 10 at least, I give them permission to scrap the digital apps that are designed for to-do lists and just focus on good old-fashioned pen to paper. And this works for clients all across the board. It is also a myth that I'll throw in there that pen to paper to-do lists are for older people. That is absolutely not true. I've had clients in their 20s and 30s who just need their to-dos in front of their face. So to-do list apps work for a lot of people, but if you're struggling with to-dos and you still have them on tear-outs and envelopes and sticky notes, and if you have them in multiple digital places and that's still not helping, then I invite you to just keep it simple, go analog, and return to pen to paper to-do lists. And there are incredibly creative ways to do this, especially for visual people who need to-dos right in front of them, something you can touch and feel. Number 4 is one that's personal to me, as well as a lot of my clients, of course, but a myth is that you feel like you need to force yourself to be very linear and robotic with to-dos because that's what you see the most kind of impressive productivity gurus doing. I actually am somebody who likes to kind of color outside the lines and get creative, and when I kind of compare myself to other people who I envision, maybe rightly or wrongly, to sit down at the table every day and have like a perfect linear to-do list and they get 10 out of 10 things done, I freak out and I start telling myself, well, you're not that person and your brain doesn't work that way. There are so many ways to really jazz up to-do lists and make them very like color by numbers for creative types. they work incredibly well for my clients with ADHD, people who are very visual, people who need something stimulating yet calming, something beautiful and inviting. So I don't want you at all to think that in order to get things done, you have to have like a perfect linear to-do list that looks like everybody else's. I want you to have something that works just for you, even if it looks crazy to somebody else. So with that, I'm going to remind you, excuse me, that at the bottom of this video, you'll be able to click on a link to download 2 free to-do lists that I have created just for you. Print them out dozens of times, use them day after day, week after week. They're meant to be universal to hopefully work for all of you watching. And I have a course on to-do lists coming up. I have so much to share about my clients and their journeys with working off of incredibly creative, kind of fill-in-the-blank, colorful, pen to paper to-do list. So if you download the 2 free to-do lists here, you'll absolutely be one of the first ones to know about the course coming up as well. Again, I'm Kacy Paide of theinspiredoffice.com. Thank you so much for stopping by.